The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
Welcome to another segment of the UCW Radio Show, and this is your host, Lou, a.k.a. Falcon Coparis, and I want to thank all of our listeners, as I do at the beginning of each show. Thank you for listening, for tuning in, supporting our guests that are coming on the show, supporting the UCW Radio. We're here for you, and we're trying to bring the best of the best to the table, and we continue to grow each and every week. So stay tuned, because we have a lot of positive stuff going on. In just a little while, we're going to have a great person on the show. She's an actress, model, fitness competitor. She's done stage work, theater work. She's done some films and things of that nature. Donna DeGregorio. She's going to be on the show. She's coming off a successful run of a theatrical performance. So this should be an interesting interview. So you want to tune in for this. Before we bring her on, I need to say a couple of things. As I've been saying on the show ever since it happened, I'm very proud of it. We are now the official host of the Ultimate Body radio show, which is is linked directly to the Ultimate Body reality show. And in case you haven't been hearing me talk about it like almost all the time, the Ultimate Body reality show is your latest reality show. It's interesting in nature, first of its kind. I mean, you have The Biggest Loser, which is a fantastic show, but you also have a lot of reality shows that are all fluff and stuff and all that nonsense. And what they do, they produce reality show stars, quote unquote reality show stars. They go on a show and they do a lot of stuff that, for the most part, can make them look ridiculous. But, you do have some good people that pop out of there as well. But the Ultimate Body reality show is the first bodybuilding reality show ever. So I think it's going to be more than interesting. I feel that this is going to have some longevity. You look at American Idol, you look at The Biggest Loser, as I just mentioned. You look at other things, even a reality show like Big Brother. Season after season after season, you see it on. I think the Ultimate Body is the same type of situation. It's going to be on season after season after season, and we're honored to be aligned with them, to be a part of what they're doing on the radio side. It's being produced by a great guy. His story is amazing. David Lyons, he runs Lyons Entertainment. He's produced such shows as Hog Heaven, the animated feature Creepers, and a lot of other things. And he also brought along with him producer Lauren Alvarez. And in case you don't know who she is, you actually know her work, The Osbournes, The Surreal Life, Meet My Folks, things of that nature. So here you go, the Ultimate Body. And what it is a competition where you have 13 men, 13 women. They live in a mansion, and they compete for the grand prize, which is being named the Ultimate Body. You win $50,000. You get a spread in Muscle magazine, endorsement deals, a lot of things going on, a paid vacation, and just a lot of things going on. And it's the most interesting reality show that I've seen hit in a long time. People embrace, like America's Got Talent and things of that nature. This reality show is just a tad bit different, and the beauty of it, for those that are quote unquote looking for the reality to become a reality show star, look, if you're looking to do that, why not go and get in the best shape of your life and come out with something more than that? And if you're just looking to really compete in the bodybuilding realm, let me tell you something. You're going to be in a mansion. You're going to have food given to you, nutritional supplements, a swimming pool in the back, of course, because you're in a mansion, a personal trainer, doctor, chiropractor. What more do you want? Professional bodybuilders do not get this. And then you're going to get a spread in Muscle magazine. Well, you know what? Not a bad deal, and you can win $50,000. $50,000 for the woman. For the woman that wins, $50,000 for the man that wins. So it's a very interesting situation. Something that you you want to kind of take a look at if you're interested in doing and getting involved in bodybuilding, or if you're interested in becoming part of a reality show. And the best part about it, you can get into the best shape of your life without having to pay for it. Not a bad deal. And here goes the bad thing about it, is that you have one final open casting call that's happening. And that's on Saturday, October 17th from 11 to 6 p.m., 11 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon at the Ramada Orlando Celebration Resort and Convention Center. That's located at 635 West Earlo Bronson Highway, Kissimmee, Florida. Now, you have to get your information into them. So you have to go to theultimatebodytvshow.com, check it out, download your applications, get the stuff out there, and be a part of the show. I'll be down there. You have the celebrity judges. You have Bob Cicciarillo. He's going to be the host of the show. You can't get any better than that. You got IFBB Hall of Famer Rich Gaspari. He's going to be one of the judges. You're going to have Natural Mr. Universe Doug Burns, another guy, inspirational guy. He's going to be part of the show. He's going to be one of the judges. IFBB Bikini Pro and Top Fitness Supermodel Marcia Prince. Great person. We had her on the show. Loved to have her here. It was fantastic. So you're going to see all of us over there in Kissimmee, Florida. Again, great opportunity for the people that want to get involved. Again, the website is theultimatebodytvshow.com. And I need to add something, because a lot of times in life you go and you try to do things to enhance yourself, to feel better about yourself, get yourself in shape, do things, and sometimes you want to make history. I am telling you on this show, and I'm not being biased, I'm telling you, you have the opportunity to make history. And I'm going to tell you why. You look at American Idol. I guarantee you that most people can tell you who won the first American Idol. Okay, you look at, you mentioned who's the first president of the United States. Who was first this, first that. People remember that. To be the first winner of the Ultimate Body reality show? Yeah, people are going to remember that too. So you have a chance to make history, so definitely check it out. And now I have to give some additional information to our listeners. We want to hear from you. We want you involved in the show. Give us a jingle, give us a call, leave us your questions, your comments. You'll know who the guests are. Just go to ucwmagazine.com. Look at the calendar that we put up there. We put nice little pictures showing everybody. So the bottom line is there's a lot there for you to actually see who's there and get in touch with us. The number is 323-952-4369. That's 9. That's 9. I messed up the number. Check me out. That's 323-952-4369. And give us a jingle. Call us. We wanna connect with you. And also, I need to mention this, because if I don't, then I'm sure I'm going to get yelled at. But we opened the doors a couple of weeks ago to sponsorship partnerships. Look, sponsors, marketers, advertisers, you want to align yourself with a great situation, with a great show, the UCW radio show. Let me tell you something. You're not going to get, it's a good situation for you. You're not going to get too much better than this. We have a lot of great things going on, adding new shows, having fantastic guests. Go to ucwmagazine.com, find out how you can do it. You can give us a call at 323-952-4369. Find out how you can align with the show. That's a great opportunity. And if you're on Twitter, for our listeners, you can shoot me out some questions and comments and all that jazz while we're doing the show, or even if we're not. You can see who the guests are, and send your questions to them through me, and I'll be your conduit to our guest, and that's fine. My Twitter name is Louis Velazquez. That's LouisVelazquez. So follow me and tweet away. Now, without further ado, let's patch in the model, actress, and fitness competitor. Here is Donna DeGregorio. Donna, it's great to have you on the UCW radio show. I know it's been a little bit in the making, because you had some performances that you were doing, but finally you're on the show, and we're glad to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Excellent. We always appreciate the time that our guests put aside. I say this all the time for every show we have, but it is true because everyone has things going on. And we were looking to have you on a couple of weeks ago, but you had your play going on. We'll get into all that stuff a little bit later, but you have some exciting stuff going on. What I want to do is give our listeners an overview of you. You're an actress, a model, personal trainer, a fitness competitor, and on top of all of that, you're a mommy of 3. Isn't that nice? Now, how you juggle all of that? I have no clue. I have no clue how you juggle all that, but we're going to get into all that stuff in a minute. What I like to do is give our listeners an up close and personal view of you, of who Donna DeGregorio is. So we can start at the beginning. That would be excellent. Maybe you can tell us how you first got involved in fitness.
Okay. I first got involved with the fitness. Well, I grew up very athletic. In grade school, I played basketball, track, cheerleading, dance. My father, I'm the youngest of 4 girls. My father was an ex-Marine. He was very competitive and very athletic, so I was kind of the boy he never had. Myself and my sister were 13 months apart. We two are both, we got the athletic side of him.
Okay.
So I grew up very athletic. During high school, I went to high school in Delaware, and I lived at Philadelphia at the time, so I didn't join that many sports, but I always went to the gym. I loved working out. Didn't take it professionally till after the birth of my second child about 10 years ago. I loved the fitness. I said, this is what I really want to do. I start working out every day. I loved the way it made me feel mentally, physically, emotionally, especially having another child.
Yeah.
So I just always loved working out. Did a little bit of modeling through all that.
But when you first got into fitness, you said your father kind of, he took you and your sister, and he had no boys, so he was like, okay, you know what, you're gonna fill in that gap for me.
Exactly. Exactly.
And he was a Marine. He was also a cop.
Yes.
He was a cop, and then on top, and just add into that he's Italian. So now you got the trifecta there, where he's gonna go and try to get you physical. And that's what he did. He got you doing some physical activity and being daddy's little girl, running around with him and stuff like that.
Exactly. Okay. Yes, especially when I used to do my track meets. He was always there coaching me with the chocolate bar at the side. And in track, I was undefeated. Okay. I was captain of the track, and I ran the mile in the 880.
Okay.
Basketball, I started as a guard. He played college at basketball, my father.
Okay.
Merchantville.
Oh, so he had a lot of things that he could teach you, as you were going along.
Yes.
Because it wasn't like, all right, I'm in the Marines and rah, rah, rah. That wasn't it. He was actually physical himself. He was into sports.
Oh, definitely, okay, yes.
Sure.
He was in the sports. He was really easygoing. He was a great coach and mentor with everything. He taught me how to be, a team player. Everything that I've learned. I owe a lot to him. So, yes,
Daddy's little girl. I like that.
I was Daddy's little girl. Yes. Captain of cheerleading. This is when I was younger. So I always had, I always loved the physical side of sports and, the competitiveness of it all. But not until I've done my first figure show, wasn't until 2005. I was at a modeling convention in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to go into the modeling side of it all. A competition. And they had all these different categories. And I knew I loved working out. I loved, the fitness side of it all. And I said,
can I interrupt you for 1 second? Because I just want to follow the chronology of it all. Now, were you? Yeah, no problem. Because I'm just going to interrupt you at random because that's what I do, and I just.
That's fine. Because it's a subject.
Yeah, but
I like it.
But I just want to ask you: were you a personal trainer when you started competing, or was that something that came afterwards?
No, actually, that came afterwards.
Okay, all right, cool. So.
Because I was always in the gym and people would come up to me like, "Oh, you're a personal trainer," and it's something I always wanted to do, but I was always doing so much, doing other things, But I finally got my certification 2 years ago.
Oh, cool.
Actually, probably two and a half years ago.
Okay, now we can go back to your first competition then, because I interrupted you, and that's
fine.
That's bad on me.
Too.
I just slapped myself on the hand.
Because I've done so many, like between modeling and the figure and the fitness and it's all tied in pretty much at the same time. So I met Kenny Castle. He actually passed away. He was a great guy. He owned a fitness company, more of the acting side of it. And he told me, I did really good at the modeling competition, and he gave me a good sports, a fitness photographer. So I went and did a fitness photo shoot, and then she's like, you've been modeling, but you want to get into, why don't you do a show, a figure show? You could get into fitness modeling that way if you do a show. So that's, I always wanted to do one. So I did my first figure show in 2005, and that's when my figure, competition started from then.
What organization was that? Was that MPC, Fame?
Actually, it was. It was MPC. It was a Delaware State.
All right.
In 2005, and actually, that's first time I met Jack London. I know you know Jack. You're a friend of Jack London.
Yeah, my buddy Jackie boy.
Yeah, they're back there backstage. But as far as
he probably scared you when you saw him. He probably scared you.
He's a big guy.
Oh my God.
I've been around in the gyms and all. Yeah, he is a really big guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a great guy. Yes. So, but as far as personal training, I always trained, but I actually did not get my certification for 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
I worked in a gym in Philadelphia for about 1.5 years, City Fitness.
Okay.
And now I'm doing in-home training where I go to houses, and it's kind of more flexible for my schedule. And once in a while, I teach a senior class at the senior center also.
You know what's funny about that? Actually, it's not funny. It's interesting that we have a lot of guests on the show, and those that are involved in the fitness industry, the women anyway. What happens? We had Marcia Prince on here. We had Charlotte Cormier on here, and they both do, and just like you, that they do take time. And it's interesting that you go and you work with the seniors.
Yes, I was working in the gym and they offered this class to get certified, and I said, why not? Why not work with every range of people, whether old, young, why not, get all the knowledge that I can, because I love helping people, making them feel good and changing their lifestyles, of a healthy lifestyle. So I was glad I did that. It's really rewarding to see, I fill in once in a while, and then there's 30 seniors in front of me, and to see them working out, it's great. It's great, and they feel really good, so that makes me feel good.
That's pretty cool. You pump them up, and they get all excited, and then they take the walker, they leave, but that's okay. No, but that's good, Doug. But that's good because you're teaching them. Because a lot of older people, just to touch on this, I know a lot of older people, their joints are wearing out, their muscles deteriorate. So it's good to keep them active because it keeps their bones strong. Because a lot of people may not know that as you're lifting weights, your bones are getting stronger as well. So.
Right, and as they get older, they lose the bone density, and some of them have dementia. Where they have to think, they can't think right.
That's a horrible.
Side of their brain, it's sad. Half of the room, some of them have it, and they're off track. But this is supposed to help them, because we do different things at different sides of the body, which. Right. It's really good for them, so
but dealing with that, even this past week, and I went to go see someone that an older lady that had that, and it was just it's just horrible to see because they're kind of lost.
Exactly. Yes. So they're lost. Good. Right. That's what it looks like.
But it's good that you do that stuff because actually that helps them out a little bit.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. All right, so now moving on,
Okay. I don't know where to begin.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we did
Okay.
the fitness stuff, and then
Yeah, so that's how I got into.
but you were in Muscle Mania, right?
Yes, I did. My first Muscle Mania was Muscle Mania, the Hollywood, California, in '06.
Okay.
And did the figure and the model was my first one.
Mm-hmm. And you placed sixth place, right, in that?
Six, yes,
Okay.
which I felt great. I mean, it was my first show. There was 15 girls, and it was a really big competition. It was very competitive. And yeah, I had like one girl come up to me after like screaming, "You should have got the top 5." And I'm like, "It's okay," you know. But I felt really great for that show. You know, I gave it my best shot, and I was happy. I know some of the ones that got the top 5, they were in it before. You know, one I seen her up there with the judge walking away. You know, so you never know. So, but I gave it my best shot. I put everything into it, and I felt good. I was happy. You know, I was happy. I did everything I can. I felt I looked great. And the modeling I think I got 16 out of 29, so.
Okay, that's good.
A lot of girls.
Yeah, that's good. But you know what? When you're competing, there's a lot of competition, you know, and, you know, you have a lot of people that do look good. So, you know, just being involved in that takes a lot of you to go even, you know, from the back room. Because I know when you're in that back room, it's like you get the jitters and everything. You're like, holy cow, you know. But you know,
lots of girls.
Yeah, but when you get through it, you know, whether you win, lose, or draw, you have a good experience, and that's good. That's always a good thing because you get the recognition regardless. A lot of people don't understand. You may, you know, it's not like years ago, like 15, maybe 20 years ago. You do a competition. If you don't win, then nobody ever hears from you. That's not how it works now. With the internet and everything else, you go, people see you, they're clicking pictures, shots, and everything's happening. And you know how many people that placed second, third, fourth, all of a sudden they become bigger stars than the people that actually won. So that does happen.
That's true. I believe that, yes. And I got a lot of great things, like, you know, I could offer, you know, photo shoots, and, you know, people just see me, and it's always good to network as well. You know, it's not the most, you know, of course you like to win, but like you said, you never know, like, you know, who's out there. There's photographers, you know, there's so many people nowadays at the shows, like, you know, magazines, and photographers.
Yeah, they see you in the magazine, they see you here, and they see you in person, like, oh, Donna! And they start running to you. I know how it works.
Yeah.
But now, let me ask you something. You said you didn't start getting heavily involved, even though you were physical throughout your life. You didn't start getting deeper into the fitness industry until you had your second child, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, then you started getting back into it, and then you had your third child.
And I had my third child, exactly, yes. And when did I have it? In '03. Yes.
So you had your third child in '03?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you started really getting into the fitness competition, or actually just training. You started training harder and harder at that point.
Exactly. Yes. I mean,
what clicked in you? What clicked in you that you know? Yeah, even though you were involved in physical activity, were you sitting down one day and did something hit you and say, "Hey, you know what? I gotta hit the gym"?
It's always been a part of me. I always loved it. I lost my mother to cancer when I was 18.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hate that. That's a horrible disease. Yeah. Horrible, horrible.
Yes. You know, it was my 3 sisters and my dad. You know, my dad was great. He raised, kind of was Mr. Mom, raised us, but I always, you know, even before, I always had it in me. I guess growing up playing sports, I loved the feel of working out, like lifting weights, as well as physically, mentally. People are like, do you miss a day in the gym? Like, I just need to go, you know, even if I'm not there for 2 hours. But it's always been a part of me. It's always something I loved. Like I said, I think it's rewarding. And why not, like, as we get older, why not be in the best shape? Why not, you know, have that healthy lifestyle? You know, I have children. I want to be around for my children. And, you know, it's just always been a part of me pretty much since since I was younger. I
But-
guess
but
being
when-
playing
but-
sports.
Yeah, but when you go to the gym, it's like that's your time. That's all you, and you escape everything that's going on in your life. Whether you escape everything, everything around you that you deal with on a day-to-day. When you go to the gym, that's your time.
Exactly. I used to take more classes, like through the years, like kickboxing and step classes and ab classes. I used to teach an ab class actually in the gym, but I don't as much. But I still always get to the gym. It's something. It's always been a part of me. Something I love overall. Why not? It makes me feel good,
Yeah, of course,
physically as well as mentally, and so yeah. But I just and the competitions they're fun. I love to network. I've met some great people.
Oh yeah,
and he's done 2 NPC shows, but
right.
maybe next year I might take it further. And if I really, put a lot, I know it's a lot of dedication and hard work. So.
But you have a lot of stuff going on too. You have a lot of stuff going on. You between raising a family and then you have your personal training and then your acting, which we're going to get into in a second. You're doing your modeling stuff. Look, I even tried one of those classes just to touch on that, and I tried one of those spinning classes.
Oh, yeah.
I almost had 3 heart attacks and a stroke, by the way.
Yes. I've taken every class. I've taken like a mini trial of it.
Right.
Yeah, my girlfriend does it all the time. Yeah, they are. It's challenging.
Yeah. But the thing is, I hear stories like we had, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but Mr. Universe, Doug Burns, we had him on the show. And, he grew up with type 1 diabetes, which is the worst thing that you can have as far as diabetes.
Oh, right. Oh, my. Yes, I've seen him on the show. Okay.
Yeah, but he was a 57-pound teenager, and he said he made a decision to go and work out and do this stuff. So he tells me all this stuff that he does and writing these crazy triathlons and everything. And then I hear, Jack London talking about he's going to climb Mount Everest and stuff. And you know what I tell?
My goodness, that's great.
Yeah. I tell him, I said, that's fantastic. You go for it. You do what you need to do. But I tell you this much, when you're all done, I'm going to be downstairs hanging out in the cabin or something because I'm not going up that trail and I'm not climbing up that mountain. Are you crazy?
I know he's crazy. Yeah.
But you have to document this. I said, I'll document it from down there.
Oh my goodness, I don't blame you.
Yeah, no, not me. But you put a lot of dedication. The reason I bring them up because they go and they put their mind to something and they get it done. And these are amazing people that look, it would be easy for someone to get ill and just quit and not do anything. It'd be easy for someone to go and have 1, 2, like you, 3 children and say, okay, you know what? This is my life. This is it. I accept it, and there's nothing more for me to do. This is what I'm going to do. But you actually went out and said, wait a second, there's more for you out there, and that's what you've been doing. And it's tough having 3 kids and doing this, but you're doing it, and you did your competition, you did your modeling. I just want to give maybe I just want to go over your resume a little bit. Give our listeners an idea of the stuff you've done. You were you did something with the WWE, right? You did some modeling.
A TV promotion. It was like a little acting stunt for MVP Marion Montel Von Porter. He was about 2 years ago. He was just about to signing a contract to become a professional wrestler.
Okay.
And it was like a TV promo. I actually got to go backstage, and in the middle of the show, during that commercial break, during the show I walked him out, myself and another model, and we did a little performance in the audience, and we had to act like I was going to Miami with him afterwards in his private jet. Okay. We did a little act in between. But then him fighting with them about his contract, put on a scene. It was a great experience. He was a great guy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
it was cool. And I met some great wrestlers backstage. Some good pictures. And
there are no such thing as great wrestlers. No such thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not joking. I mean, you have a lot of good people in the business. I was in that business, but it's just a different animal than people think. But when you're backstage, you see how people really are.
Right, right.
And that's pretty cool.
Well, the one thing he said, I know it just gets me mad that nobody thinks, we get hurt. This is not, he just kept saying that MVP. Like people don't think. I said, well, I give you a lot of credit. I'm sure you do. Like it's a lot of work. It's not like all fate.
Well,
they really.
Well, you know what?
According to him.
No, you do. I mean, my back is all screwed up. My shoulder's all screwed up. Yeah, you do get hurt, and that's when you get in that ring and you're taking bumps and you're doing that stuff. It's a different thing. You even though certain things are pre-planned, things don't always go according to plan. Okay, and I know that firsthand. So things do happen, and but you know what? That's the career path that you choose. So you can't, you can't sit and say boo-hoo, and people don't think this, that. Yeah, what people think is what people think. You know what you have to do in the ring. That's it. You do your job.
That's right.
You do your job. That's what you get paid for. That's what you want to do.
Exactly.
So that's why I do not do that anymore, because I can't get hurt anymore. So
I'm sure, right?
But now let's go into you did the WWE thing, which is pretty cool, and then you were doing some film stuff. What was the deal with the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3? Let's hear about that.
Oh yeah, it was just
That's the one with Denzel.
Yes.
That
was the
check you out.
It's more. It was background work, and I said I kind of don't want to do that anymore. But I said, what? If it's like a great set and it would be a good opportunity to network, I've done like only a couple of background work, but that's how I observe and I learn a lot. And you never know. I've met some great people, but it was with Denzel and John Travolta, and it was when they were filming about a year and a half ago, and I know this one agency I'm with, a lot of the extras get moved up to the top of the set, and it's usually small, and so I said, wow, I would love to see Denzel and John Travolta, so went to New York, and it's funny, I didn't even see the movie yet, but the one scene, they picked me and this guy out to walk down the street, and Denzel runs with a package to John Travolta in the cab. And it's just him and me and this other guy actually he was from Delaware. We're in the scene. But it was small, I don't know if it's even in the movie, but I networked. It was a great experience. I met some great people.
Mm-hmm. But that's what it's about when you go and you get involved in smaller parts. And you're out there, doing whatever movie you're doing. You have the opportunity to network, and I want our listeners to understand that, because some actresses, what they try to do, they want to go for the big role, the big supporting role. They'll go do commercials here and there, but it's not a bad thing if you go out there and you're taking some small extra parts here and there in certain movies, especially if they're big budgeted movies, because you're able to meet these people that down the road can actually enhance your career.
Exactly. Even that day I met some wonderful people. People don't think of that, that way, but in this business you kind of have to, and you learn a lot. I've learned a lot.
Well, you learn a lot. You meet people, you connect, and everything. And you were in music and lyrics, right? You were one of the party chicks.
Yes.
Party
and Drew Barrymore, she was great. I was like right next to her. She's wonderful. She's really a great person. Because you don't know how when you're on the set with them. I was like right next to her. She was great. I actually dropped my lipstick and she bent down to pick it up for me, which was really nice. I said, "Oh no, you don't have to do that."
Well, you know what? People are people. A lot of you have, whether you're a big time actress or you're just starting out, people are people. When you're trying to break into the business, it's much easier if you start making your connections as you're moving along, because if you don't, then no one's real. I mean, who's going to be there? Because you can go, and it's a hard road. Acting is a hard road. And you know that, and that's what I want you to express to our listeners, that it's not easy. You have to go do certain things that other people may perceive as menial, but you're doing it, and it's just one notch. It's another thing on your resume. It's another thing here. It's another connection. It's someone else, because then you start putting the pieces of your professional career together. You put the puzzle together.
That's true. It's true.
You know, and that's what you're doing. And you actually went from doing the film stuff, because you did. I mean, what was it? Kank. You were
Oh yes, Bollywood. Yes, that was another extra part. Yes.
Bollywood? Were you doing a little dance?
It was Bollywood. Yes, I didn't know. I went there and I was like, my hair was really blonde at the time.
Right.
And it was, a lot of, the dark. So I really stood out. I was like a soccer fan kind of.
Oh, you just stood out like a sore thumb.
I did. And one of the casting was like, "You were really cheering." I'm like, "Not because you could just see me, because I was like really sticking out." Yeah. But there was another. There was like a few, few with. I guess they were from New York, Brooklyn. Like right. I met another lady from Brooklyn, but she wasn't from India. Right.
But you know what? I mean, even something like that is an experience, and that was my point, even bringing it up, because it's something new. You experience something different, and with the world getting smaller and smaller, getting involved in different projects just makes you look better. Because when they're doing a movie and they're casting, and they see your resume, and they say, okay, she's done this stuff. You're not afraid to take on a role that's a little bit different.
Exactly. Yes.
That's good.
And
go ahead. No, you
you
talk. You're the guest here. I just talk and talk.
That's great.
Yeah, no, but if you let me talk, I'll just talk. No,
that's great, though. No. Yeah, and Bamboo Shark, I think it just came out, but the last minute they got Mickey Rooney. He's an old timer,
Oh yeah, I love him.
I never got to see him, but he wound up being in the movie. But I was more like one of the lingerie girls, so that was just me running down the street. But that was a small production, one of the smaller ones.
You're gonna give the poor guy a heart attack. Yeah, Mickey Rourke's gonna sit there. Oh my God!
He was there on a different side. But they were great people to work with too. So.
That's cool. Now you went from doing some film stuff. You went to theater, which is interesting, because a lot of actors. They're good on screen, they're good on the small screen, the big screen, but they're not, to get up and do theater work is difficult for them. Because it is hard. It's a lot harder than doing film and TV.
Very challenging.
Yeah. But you jumped into that. You had a show, Why Men Cheat.
Correct.
Okay, and tell us about that, because I want to hear about your theater stuff.
Sure, yeah, it was a great experience. It was at the Grand Opera House. It was about 2 weeks ago, yes. It was a true story about a guy growing up, true story of his life, and his uncle. He learned a lot by his uncle, who ran Woman. It was at the Grand Opera Theater. Before, it was at the Merriam Theater. It's in Philadelphia, theater in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. I think it was the second or third time that it was that it showed. Second time at the Grand Opera Theater, Grand Opera House in Delaware. It went really well. Actually, I was at the beach. It was my first weekend at the beach, and they needed a girl for a billboard. And I was like, I'm at the beach, and but I could come back tomorrow. They said, come here at this time. So it was for their ads and for their billboard. Mm-hmm. And so I wound up doing the photo shoot. Got to be on a couple billboards, which was nice. Okay. And the timing was just perfect. And the one guy said, there's an opening, there's a role that, we're looking for somebody, and, we know you do this stuff. So actually, I have a little experience with theater. I've done more film. Mm-hmm. I've taken classes with film. When I was young, I went to City Hall Playhouse, but I didn't really pursue it as much. But he said, that's fine. And, he took a chance on me, and he gave me a great opportunity. So a month and a half before the show, here they've been rehearsing for months. I get put in the show, and the timing couldn't have been better. I had the time, so I just really put all my energy into it, and I every night rehearse. I had 2 big scenes and 2 smaller scenes. It was a lot, but I got that. I practiced. I 100% put everything I've learned, everything I've read about acting. There's a lot. Theater's different than stage, which I've known the basics, but I went back to everything I've learned, and it all clicked in, and it was a challenge, but it went really well. The show went well. We had great feedback. People came up to me, "How great I did." I even signed autographs. So that was so rewarding to me because acting's always been a passion of mine since I was younger. And it was a great opportunity.
But all this came about. You went. I'm just going to paint the picture. You went in your car. You parked your car. You went on the beach. You put your oil on, ready to hang out, get some rays, and all of a sudden your phone rings. Now, you have your phone at the beach. Okay, you get some sand in there, whatever, and then you get your call. Where some people may say, okay, you know what, I'm relaxing now, so I really don't want to do that thing because some people would have turned it down. But you said, okay, you know what, yeah, I'm there. It wasn't even a question. You said, I'm there, I'm done. You call me, I'm there, and I'll get it done because you're hustling, because you want to really pursue this to its fullest.
Exactly, because you never know. You never know where it could lead you. And I said, it's an opportunity. They were looking for somebody. I'm like, and they didn't call me back. I was till later that night, and I wasn't even sure. I'm like, well, let me know. I'll leave tomorrow early from the beach. And I did, actually. So, and it worked out great.
Okay, yeah, but then you did that, then you had I was telling our listeners when you first came on the show that you were going to come on a couple of weeks ago, but then you were involved in a theater project, so obviously you didn't have time for anything because you're doing your stuff during the day. You're training people. You got your kids. They're yelling and screaming, and they're bugging you. And then you're doing this stuff, and then you're training, then you're performing. You're doing your stuff with the theater, and then you got it done. It was a 2-day event, was it, or was it 3 days?
Yes. And I believe there was promoters in the audience, so we're possibly going on tour, but we'll find out soon. Okay. But yeah, it was. There was a Saturday night and a Sunday matinee.
Okay. And then you got and you had a big part in that as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what was the name of that I guess that play or that theater situation? That wasn't the right word, was it? No. No, we'll say the name of the play. What was it? The production. There you go. I couldn't pull it out. I'm telling. I think I'm getting dementia. Oh my God, this is not good.
That's okay.
Yeah, production.
I stumble on my words myself. So I've done Captive. It was just a little theater performance at the Baby Grounds, a smaller theater on the side of the Grand Theater. I've done that 2 years ago. It was just more of a theater. I was in the audience, and I kind of did a little acting in the audience. That was my only kind of stage that I ever done, besides this one. So, but I've always wanted to do stage. They say it really helps you with film.
Right.
I got great advice from some really good coaches, and they said you should do stage because it will really help you in film. Because I guess having something right at your with film.
You have to remember all that stuff.
Yes, there's a lot. And
me
really
going on stage,
I surprised myself. I felt like it showed my hard work.
But when you're on stage, let me ask you this, because I'm curious about this, because like me going on stage wouldn't happen because I would remember nothing. Now, do they? Because I know in some productions, see, I said the word, some productions, they give you. Sometimes they give you some sort of communication in case because you're on stage and you're performing live, and in case you miss your lines, that you have someone in the back that is going along the script with you, and if you should miss something, they give you a little key I mean, did you have anything like that?
No, guess what? It's funny because my best friend, all that, like, I was so worried, like, what happens if you miss your line, blah, blah, blah. I said, you just really have to believe you're in the scene. You know, sometimes he would change the scene up for me, and I would have to go along. You have to feel like you're really in the scene, so whatever he says, you just have to respond back. It isn't line for line. It isn't, you know, sometimes he would change it up on me, and I would have to keep going along. Like, you have to be real in the scene. So even if you do miss a line, you know what the whole scene's about. Right. You know what the next step is. Like, the next step, like, I was a postal lady. Like, I was delivering the mail, and then, you know, then I actually got in a fight with a girl, you know, so you got to know what the whole scene's about. So if you miss a line, you just keep going. And actually, I shocked myself. I didn't, because I had, like, big scenes, and, you know, of course you worry, you know, but you just have to just go out there with ease and just think, you know, you did the part, you know your lines. If you do forget your line, you just keep going with the scene, listen what he's saying, and go back and forth, and then you're right back into the scene again, and nobody knows you missed a line because you maybe just turned it around, or because they don't know what your next line is, you know. So if you just keep going with the scene.
So it's not like the old movies where you see somebody with a cue card by the bottom of the stage, like, Donna, you forgot this.
Yeah, right. It really is. It isn't like they say know all your lines, but it's really just going out and being in the scene and acting in the scene. It's not memorizing line for line, which normally, yeah, that's what you think. You know, if you haven't never done theater, that's normal to think that.
But even when you're doing television, you see great actors do it, that they'll take something, and you know, and I'll just touch on this. You know, Heath Ledger, you know, may he rest in peace. He became the Joker. He went so deep into that it was scary if you watched the movie. The Dark Knight, but that is becoming the part. That is taking on the role, but becoming that role. You know, some actors that I do speak to, you know, and some friends of mine that are actors. You know, what happens? They embrace it. They make it their own. They become whatever the character is, and they're not thinking about anything else. They become that part. And sometimes they have to live that part every day, you know, so that they can go and become that person while they're doing a film or something like that. I mean, TV's a little bit different because, you know, you're at a rapid pace, but still you have to become that person in order to make the end result better, you know. And again, you know, I say this all the time, that at the end of the day, TV, film, I don't care what it is, you know, it's all about trying. It's not, you know, for the actors and the people involved, yeah, you want to go and put on a good show, but the people that produce it, the people that put the money up, they want to get some money back from this, so you have to put out a good product. You do that, then producers are going to love you, and they're going to want you to work in their other projects, and that's how you start flowing forward, because you become a hot commodity.
Sure, right, I believe that.
Yeah.
They said James Dean, he never knew his lines. He just went with the scenes, like, and I read that, so I was like, wow, you know, because he's like a legend.
Yeah, but that makes sense, because if you know something, and it's like, you know, you're playing baseball, you're hitting the ball, and they want you to do a certain thing. You know, the scene goes a certain way, you know, but you kind of know what you need to do. You know the game. So you know you can run, you can slide, you can do a little improv stuff in there, and put a little of yourself in there, because now you own the role, as opposed to mimicking what somebody else did, or what, you know. I mean, the directors, and I know directors, you know, like stuff like that, because you're giving them the shot that they want.
Exactly.
And it's always a
well, through all this, I hate to bring up bad news again, but through all this, my father passed away in the middle of my production.
Oh, recently?
So that was really hard.
This happened recently? Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
20th, yes.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry to hear that.
And I went to rehearsal, and I couldn't even act. I was like, I have to go on. You know, I know I'm still, like, I'm all like, you know, of course, you have ups and downs right now, but I was like, you have to get through this. You know, it's 2 weeks away from the show. I've been, you know, doing it for like a month. And so, But they say, if that happens, you could use it to an advantage or disadvantage, because it could make you better in your, in your scenes, because it happened to actually the producer too. He lost his dad in May and his mom before his other show. It's like, oh my goodness, But I had to keep going. I had to be strong. I had to, and then the next time I went to rehearsal, I picked up again to where I left off. But going back, it was really hard. And I stuck with it, and and I felt he was with me, I said, they're both looking from heaven, with me, during the show, and I gave a great performance, so through it all, went well.
But see, that's the adversity that comes in front of you, and I know it was hard for you to say that, but I'm glad you did, because I do want our listeners to really understand that, hey, you know what? If you are doing this, you're all in. There's no, and I had a conversation with somebody last week. We're talking about Plan A, Plan B, and if you have a Plan B with certain things in your life, you'll never achieve that Plan A. So with you, this was your Plan A. You were running for this. You were trying to get this thing done, and you went through a rough time. I mean, losing your dad, that had to be tough, and then you're dealing with the kids, with the grandpa. It's a lot of stuff involved there. But for you to go and say, okay, I still have to do this. I promise you this. That your daddy was looking down. He had a smile on his face, and he said, "That's my girl. Not giving up. That's my girl doing her thing."
Too, yeah.
No doubt about it.
Like him, he never gave up. My father, that's what he told me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. So now what are you up to now? Because and just for our listeners to also understand, because your resume is vast. You've done some Monday Night Football stuff. You did some other stuff. You did. What else do you have going on now? That coming off this successful production run in the Baby Grand Opera House. Doing that.
The Grand, not the Baby. That was my other one.
All right, the Grand. See, I get confused.
That's the bigger one.
The Grand. You went to the bigger one. All right, that's good.
Yes.
No Baby Grand.
The other one was the Baby. Yeah.
Okay, the Baby was the other one. This one was the Grand Opera House. Forgive me.
Beautiful.
Forgive me.
That's okay.
but now, what do you have going on for yourself? Now, you're coming off of this. I know, this is all recent stuff. This is all over the past couple of weeks because you just did that and you lost your dad, everything.
Right.
What else do you have on tap for yourself? Because now you have to keep moving. Now you have to keep pushing.
I do. I felt like I was blessed with this wonderful experience, and I really love theater. As at first it was a little scary, because it was like a big role for me, but it went really well. So I would like to keep pursuing that. Maybe possibly next year do a figure show, but I really would like to go with, of course I'll always be working out and probably training clients in between, but I have a promotion next week. I'm doing little modeling promotions here and there. I kind of do a lot. And I would probably like to, really pursue the acting because now I finally got, really comfortable on the stage. I really love theater, So whatever, if this great opportunity comes my way, I would definitely take it with the acting. And I would probably just be pursuing it more and, maybe even studying more theater. And hopefully, we're supposed to go on tour. I will go on tour with the crew if that happens. We'll know soon.
Okay.
Possibly Baltimore next.
Oh, that's good. If you're gonna
keep pursuing it, yes.
Because you get to meet different people, you go in different places performing, and if you have that flow of performing, all of a sudden you're getting better and better and better and better. Because the more you do, the more repetition, the better you're going to get.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool, Because people, I'm amazed a lot of times when I go to a play or a musical or something, and I see, especially a play. I saw Al Pacino. He did a two-man show. It was Al Pacino and it was the guy Bentley from the Jeffersons. And this was down a circle on the square. And I was like, right, I could have went in his pocket. Not that I would fit in his pocket, but I could have. But, maybe he could fit in my pocket. But anyway, so I was right there up close. And it amazed me that these two guys, there, not on TV, nothing, there's no cue cards, nothing. They're doing this whole show, just the two of them right in front of everybody. I mean, you could have reached out and you could have held Al Pacino's hand. But that's what happens when you become a professional, that you just, you can just make any role yours.
Right. So it comes natural.
But it just amazes me that you're able to remember all of that, because it's not just one line. It's like if you're on stage for an hour and a half or an hour, whatever it is, that's like a long time.
Right. Oh, yes.
Especially if it's not a musical or something. It's just you speaking or doing the scene. It's just it's just a lot to know. But that takes a lot of talent, and I commend you on that for doing that, because
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. A lot of people, I think, that are in acting, some people, not a lot, I'm gonna say some people fear doing live theater. But
it is scary.
Yeah.
Right.
It would scare the crap out of me, I'll tell you that much, When you go on there, you gotta do something live, and then you forget, you're like, oh, no. You're looking in the crowd, you got hundreds of people there, and they're looking at you, and you can hear, like, the crickets in the background. It's not good.
Right.
But
it was a great experience.
But that's good. So now you hopefully you guys go on tour, and beyond that, you're still pursuing the modeling, and you're still open for different opportunities. I know that that you have your own official website, and you have your MySpace and everything. Maybe you want to give that information so our listeners can follow your career, because I think that you're still growing in the industry, and you're not taking anything for granted, and I like that. And then this is a story that I wanted people to hear, that no matter what gets thrown at you, and I even said this today, and people understand it. I said, you go through life, and life's gonna beat the living crap out of you. You just gotta stand up, keep going, and fighting to reach your dreams, because no one's gonna go to you and say, hey, Donna, here goes your Oscar role. There you go. No. And not everyone wins an Oscar. Yeah, not everyone wins an Oscar. Not everyone goes out and becomes a recording artist, wins a Grammy. People fall by the wayside because they can't go all the way. You have to be willing to risk it all in order to achieve what you want to achieve. That's what I believe. And
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, but that's how you become successful, because you actually, you love what you do, and that's a big thing. It's not for you when you do it. It's not a job. It's you love what you do.
I do love it. It's true.
So your kids, before you go into your websites, now your kids, I want to hear this, when they were in the audience, because I know they were there. Were they up yelling and screaming, "Mommy, mommy"? What were they doing?
No, guess what? I felt bad. My 6-year-old, he was too young, because there was some kind of it really wasn't for kids, because there wasn't no language, but kind of like, because he cheats and all, there was kind of a little bit of violence and stuff. Nothing major though. Because it was at a big theater.
Right.
But
it wasn't...
I felt bad though. He wanted to go. My son. I said the next one, because my son just turned 13, so I think he'd be fine for it.
Right.
It's everyone. It's just, if anything, it's just maybe a teeny bit of violence. There's one scene because the cop comes in and he's like strangling her, and it's not that bad. But
were you being strangled?
No, I broke it up. I ran in and.
Then I could see your kid in the audience like, hey.
The therapist. I was going to see the therapist in that scene, and I walk in, and the therapist is getting and then he shoots the gun off, and because I'm like, why can't I take them? And they were proud. They were proud though, but they've been to some of my other companies, like my my modeling competition before and stuff, and they're proud. My daughter kind of wants to maybe get into acting. We'll say. She's beautiful. I'll kind of be scared, but
yeah, you gotta be scared when you.
She's so tall, and yeah, she already has like a photo shoot, and she's like so tall for her age, and I could see her modeling, high fashion and stuff. But she's only 10, so in time.
yeah. I mean, as she gets older, see, right now she's still your little baby. When she turns 13, watch out. Is that?
Yes, I know.
I know.
She's really tall too, so that's like she even looks a little older now because she has like these really, really long legs and. But yeah, so
when you have kids,
but they were proud of me. They were proud. They were even helping with my going over some of my lines with me at home and stuff.
But I think that's pretty cool. You get them in there and stuff. They get to see, and then they get to see all the stuff that you do. And I think that's fantastic, because in doing that, you're teaching your kids a lesson, and the lesson is don't ever give up.
I know. I believe that.
And for you to do that, to go on stage at that moment. And to continue what you were doing, to go on stage at that moment, I am telling you that you sent a clear-cut, concise message to your kids that no matter what happens, never give up. And then, as I said, your daddy's up there saying, yeah, that's right. That's what you need to do, never give up. So, I mean, that's a good lesson to teach your kids because, a lot of kids don't have guidance, and it's sad.
Yeah, it is. They actually, I did a figure show in 2007. It was a Delaware State one again. I actually got third. I did pretty good. I felt like I felt really good. And my children came to that one, and it was at the Baby Grand. So, and they were really proud.
Now we're back to the Baby Grand.
My father. We're back to the Baby Grand.
Yeah, okay.
But that was just it was Tracy Greenwood. She ran a show. She's a fitness professional.
Okay.
And it went well. I mean, I got, I networked, got some good photos.
Yeah, but you go and you.
But they were there. They were proud. I got pictures of them. And, yeah, they were at my second MPC show.
Ah, there you go. See, now again, I just go back to the point that you're setting an example for your kids. I see read the news and all this stuff, but all these kids, running rampant or things are happening and all the stuff that transpires, and it's just crazy. That's why more so now, and yeah, I am preaching to our listeners, more so now you need to watch after your kids and you have to actually, connect with them a little different or better if you're not, because they grow up so quickly, especially in this day and age. It's not like, years ago that you can cloak them. No, there's no cloaking. There's the internet. They can go to the library. They can go anywhere. Any information, anything you're not going to tell them, they will find out. So...
That's true. I know. Nowadays, you're right.
Yeah. So, but now let me. So let's talk about your. Because I went on a tangent. I took you off the direction. But let's talk about your websites and everything, because so our listeners can actually find out what else you have going on, whether it be competition, movies, whatever you have going on, so they can follow your career.
Sure. My I have Donna DeGregorio. It's www.donnadegregorio.com. I normally post, what I'm doing next on that website.
Okay.
I'm also
but you have pictures. But you have pictures on there and stuff. They can see your what you've done, your pictures and things of that nature, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My stats. I have to update it. MySpace is just MySpace/Donna DeGregorio. And I'm also with Facebook. I think it's just my name as well. I'm not even sure. You probably just put Donna.
Yeah, they can probably do a search and pull you up if they wanted to. So, but the main
D-E, not D-I.
Ah, yeah, DeGregorio.
Correct.
Look at that, and I wasn't even looking at anything. That was just in the back of my mind. Well, you know why? Because I said I'm not messing his name up.
That's good, because even the competition, like Donna DeGregorio, and I'm like...
Yeah, they're probably like, Donna Del Giorno, like you order a pizza or something. But that stuff like that happens. You know, people mispronounce my name all the time.
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's why just call me Lou, and that's how we go, because I don't even bother. Yeah, because then everybody messes it up. I'm like, you know what, whatever, I don't care anymore. Just call me Lou, and I'm a happy guy. as long as you don't call me late for dinner, but I'm bump. That was stupid, but that's okay. But all right, so you have your official website, you have your MySpace, and you have certain things going on. Hopefully, you know, you get that company, that production company, goes on tour, so you can go and experience performing in a different state, different location, different state. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes, it would be, definitely.
And you have some modeling shoots coming up as well?
I do. I always, every couple of months, I just had a photo shoot in July, but probably I want to update my headshot.
Okay.
So every couple of months I pretty much have something going on, so I'm sure there'll be another photo shoot, but you could probably see it on my website. I have still some I'm going through from July that I have to post up there.
Okay, because when you do a photo shoot with these photographers, I know, I mean, some photographers, it depends on the type of deal you have, but they would actually go and they shop this stuff around because they want people to see their work. So you a lot of times you don't know who that's going to go in front of.
Right. Yeah, you don't. You actually don't know.
Yeah, you know, we had Marcia Prince, and I'm just going to, you know, just say this really quickly. We had her on the show, and she had no desire to do any of that stuff, and she just did a photo shoot just for her, because she looked good. She wanted to take the photos, and that wound up in front of Rich Gaspari of Gaspari Nutrition, and all of a sudden she is the spokesperson for them for the past 4 years. So things happen.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah,
wow.
you never know. You never know what can happen. That's why, you know, it's good that you're getting yourself out there and you're not missing any opportunities, and that's fantastic. And I think that, you know, you keep pursuing what you're doing, and soon we're going to see you in a lot more movies. We're going to see you probably see you on TV, and then you can take your violent beat up scene that you're doing in this production company, beating up the guy that cheats. God. But that's good though, because
I do play with a girl.
Oh, do you? Wow.
kinda, yeah. It's got a lot of, like, I had a breakup scene to, yeah. My breakup was, I had to get really emotional, and I had some hard scenes that I really worked hard at.
That's pretty cool. But, hopefully they recorded it so you can view it later. You know.
Yes. I am. They had. I want to review. They're supposed to be sending us some stuff. So
you hope so. You can show everybody and say, "Yeah, this is part of my portfolio." But you know, it's good because as your kids get older and they haven't seen you perform there doing that, that they can actually look back, and that's something they can hold on to for the rest of their lives, and they can show their kids that this is my mommy, you know, and that's always a positive thing.
Yes, I agree.
You know,
definitely. And I do believe that things happen for a reason, or you come into contact with people for reasons. And like you said, you never know. So you never know who's going to see that picture or who's going to see you in that play.
You know, you have somebody just happens to be there, right time, right place, right time, and then all of a sudden, boom, something happens. You know, but as I said, I think that, you know, you keep doing this stuff, you know, something's going to hit and it's going to be nice. And I hope that it does happen, that you do reach those heights, because I want to say, yeah, I know her, but but I know how to pronounce her last name. Ha ha. See, nobody will mess up your name at that point, by the way.
Right.
Nobody will. Now, actually, they'll probably call you, you know, Donna D or something, and they'll start doing something like that.
Yeah, I got Donna DeGregorio, DD in my family a lot, because there was two Donnas growing up my street, so.
Yeah, but then, there's
my family, DD.
Yeah, people start calling you DD, then they said, well, DD, you know, what do you have, you know, DDs, and people think like that, but I don't know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's just me going on a tangent again. But Donna, listen, it was fantastic, and again, my my condolences to you and your family about the passing of your father. And I know that I just want to touch on that again because I know that's hard.
Well, thank you.
And I really, I pat you on the back for going through and doing the show, coming on this show, doing your production, coming on this show, and you're still dealing with all that stuff. So, you know, I think that intentional fortitude with you pushing through stuff is going to transcend in your career. It's also going to trickle down to your children, and that's the best gift that you can give them, is have them get a piece of you, and they grow up like you are. And that's a big thing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure to be on your show.
Excellent.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. And actually, what we like to do down the road, when things progress for you and whatnot, we can bring you back on the show and just talk, get an update. You know, if your show goes on, your production goes on the road, you know, let's get you on the show. Let's go get your director of that show, get him on the show, and then we'll mess with him a little bit.
Oh, that would be great. Yes, thank you. I told him I was going to talk up the show. Okay, yeah. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, we'll have some fun on the show. I can say a thing or two with him. I can go shake him up a little bit. But this has been fun. I told you, you know, we talked before the show, and I said it'd be an interesting show, and it was an interesting show. Again, you know, for those that want to go to your official website, it's www.Donna and DeGregorio.com. See, and I did that by memory too. Was I right?
Good job. Yes.
Yeah. See, I'm so proud of myself, and I closed my eyes and I was thinking about it. But yeah, go to Donna's official website, go to her MySpace, everything, and you know they can always go to ucwmagazine.com and get those links anyway, because all that stuff's going to be there. And follow her career, because Donna's going places, and she's a great person, and I'm glad that we got all this out during the show, and that way we can paint the right picture, you know, with you, Donna. And again, it's been a pleasure, and you know, we want to have you back on down the road.
Thank you. I would love to.
Excellent.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Donna. You have yourself a good day, and say hello to your kids.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.